Yeah, you got a spotlight window. Open it that.
Give me 1 second. I'm trying it. Spotlight video.
There it is. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Bruno. As always, grateful to the garden for these classes. We have a bow of acknowledgement for the knowledge and the practice. So, left foot forward, hands here. Now today, to warm up, sometimes we do this, sometimes we don't. Today I want to work on having the heel come up on the back foot and the toes come up on the front foot. So when we go forward and back, it's a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more movement, and also warming up the ankles, because that's important too. So, forward and back like that. Breathing out and breathing in. Now, continuing to bring the front of the foot up and the back of the foot up, turn to the side. So at this, when you're here and your belly button is to the side, these toes in the front are up, and when you come forward here, your heel comes up. So it's a little bit more dynamic, and it feels kind of like your ankles are like ball bearings. There's a rolling feel to it, and that's good. You want that. Now, thinking about while you're in this posture, doing this, how your hip is turning forward and your hip is going to the side. So make sure that everything is coming together there so that the movement of the upper body is aligned forward and then to the side. And then from there, take the movement of the hip and push it into the shoulder. Now, and exaggerate the movement of your shoulder a little bit. So what's happening here is the connection from the feet to the hip to the shoulder while you're moving back and forth, heel coming up, ball of the foot coming up. So this would be considered a large dynamic, a big movement. Now, let the right hand disconnect from the belly and then start to go in movement with the shoulder. So the elbow is being pulled back, going forward. From the hip to the shoulder to the elbow. Now, plant your feet firmly on the ground so that the heel and the front of the foot stay on the ground. And consider that larger dynamic we were just doing, and think of containing it and focusing it more, so it's more detailed focus. And from there, extend forward with your hand and pull back. So when you go forward, your palm is coming out, and you're thinking about using the bottom of the palm here, called the palm heel, pushing with it. And then when you come back, palm up. Now, notice that my elbow and my wrist stay in line with each other this way. As they go forward and back, the elbow's not floating around at all. It's straight in line with the hand. Now focus your mind. Well, first assuming that you are aware of the connection from the lower body up through the hip and the shoulder. Taking that and extending it to the palm, here, clench your fingers like the beginning of the form, right? When we clench our fingers to tiger claw, and have a moment of contraction of the muscle here in the stomach and here in the hand. And then relax, come back, and breathe out and contract those muscles and focus again. Don't over tense or anything. It's just an awareness more than anything else. Now, look at my hand position. See, my fingers are pointing to the outside. They're not up, they're to the outside. And that's the same with the claw. It's not here, it's here. Okay, couple more. Now keep your head up and look forward. Because you're not pushing somebody away and looking at your feet. You're pushing them away and watching them fly away from you. Yeah, that's better. Good. And now the last one on this side is going to come forward and do a vertical punch. And you're going to think about the idea that you're only going to impact with these two knuckles. And you're going to squeeze your hand and squeeze your stomach and draw all the focus and energy and blood and chi to the palm for a moment in time and then come back, okay? Head up, eyes forward. Make sure your palm fully opens on the way back and then fully closes on the way forward. One more. Squeeze and focus, eyes forward, push your energy forward, and then bring your feet together. Cleansing breath, breathe in. Breathe out. Around your hips and down. Around your toes and up. Push up and out. Shake it out. Right foot, hands back to here, and then back to going forward with the heel coming up and back with the toes coming up. Just forward and back first. Connect to your breathing, breathing in, breathing out. Now, as you come back, turn to the side, and then come back to the front. So now we're developing the dynamic of the movement from the legs, from the ankles, to the knees, to the hips. By concentrating on the left hip, turning back and coming forward. Back. So now taking the motion from the hip to the shoulder, thinking about you kind of exaggerating the motion with the shoulder so that you really feel it. You really feel that dynamic between the hip and the shoulder. And then allow your left hand to free itself from the body, and then the motion goes from the shoulder to the elbow. And then plant your feet, and now push all the way forward and come all the way back. Palm up on the way back, palm forward, fingers to the outside, looking forward. You really can visualize like pushing somebody away and watching them like fly away backwards. That's actually a really good way to think about it because it gets your eyes focused in the right place. So. Now connect the breathing and the muscle movement into a controlled contraction, controlled dynamic tension, coming to a maximum here, but relaxing all the way back. So that contraction of muscle from the hips and the belly to the hand, carefully you don't over tense your shoulder, lock your shoulder. The shoulder's still quite relaxed. The muscles that are required here don't require the shoulder to lock. It's very free in its movement still. Now, as you come forward, tiger claw. And then final one, vertical punch. Thinking about the two knuckles you punch with, squeezing the hand in the stomach, and just generally strengthening your arm and your shoulder and your everything. It's really, really good exercise. Three more. 1, 2, 3. And then feet together. Breathe in. Breathe out. Push down. Breathe in. And push up. And shake it off. Then push your left foot forward. Hands up. Now, from here, left foot forward. Shift your weight back to your right. Bring up your left knee. And now point your toe forward, your big toe on your left foot forward. And from here, draw a circle with the toe around. And draw a circle with the toe the other way. And now, draw a circle where we rotate from the knee, but think of your toe drawing a circle. And then the other way. And now draw a circle with your ankle and knee. And the other way. Hold it. And then down. Other foot up. Your balance, point your toe forward. Ankle outside. Draw a circle with the toe. Draw a circle with the toe the other way. Draw a circle from the knee. And then draw a circle the other way. And now ankle and knee. And ankle and knee other way. And down. And bring your other foot up again. And now draw a circle with your knee. And the other way. Down. Other leg up again. And last one, circle from the knee. Other way. And then push your foot down. Loose fists and side of the leg muscles. Side of the calf muscles. They'll be lighter on the inside of the calves, on the inside of the leg, and then a little stronger on the glutes. And shake it out. Good. So, push your feet out. Sink down. Hands fall. Hands come up. Pile stance. Sink down. Relax your shoulders. Relax your hips. Push your head, the top of the back of your head up. Let your hips sink down. Make sure you have the pelvic tilt so the lower back is straight. Drop your hands. Now breathe in, hands to the outside. And then come down. And when you get to the solar plexus height here, turn your palms down and bend from your waist and think of like a very elaborate bow, where you bow to the ground, pushing your knees out, keeping as calm and focused as you can for a stretch. Walk your fingertips forward, about an inch off the ground, stretch. And then grab the back of your ankles, push your knees out and pull your head down. Straighten your back. And then turn and bring elbow to the knee. Straighten up. Other way, elbow to the knee. Straighten up. Turn to your left. And ease into the stretch. Push your weight onto your left foot. More and more. Lean forward, bring your weight to the front. Push the right foot back and out. Keep the right foot toes going to the left. Put your hand down, heel up, sink. Put your back knee down, push your weight forward against your left foot. And then bring your body weight up, walk yourself back to your right foot, put your left foot in the air, Tai Chi stretch. Bring your hands back to the middle, straighten your spine, and then turn to your right. Push to the right, ease into the stretch. Just as before, get that left foot to turn around so the toes, they can't point this way directly, but they can sort of aim in that direction. And then lean in, bring the weight forward to the right. Put your hand down, heel up, sink. Put the back knee down, push your weight forward. Shift your weight back to your left foot. Right foot, toes in the air, Tai Chi stretch. Hands to the ground, work the feet in. Straighten your legs. Breathe in. And breathe out. And circle your hips. And the other way. Good. Okay. So, hands out. Palms up, and then wrists forward. And then wrists and elbows, but keep the elbows in one spot. And then wrist, elbows, and shoulders. Don't go too fast, because you want to feel the stretch. And then extend. And now turn the palms Sorry, through the palms up, yeah, and then backwards. And the wrists and elbows. And then big circles, just fairly slow. Feel the stretch, feel every part of it. And then extend, palms straight forward, pull the hands apart, palms up, and lean back, push your pinky fingers away from each other. And then hands down, breathing. And throw away, 1, 2, 3. Then reach for the ceiling. Look up, stretch up, push your fingertips as high as they can. And carefully bring your weight to the front of your feet, push the heels up, push the toes down. So the only part of your body pushing down is your toes. Everything else is going up. And then bring your heels down, grab your elbow, give it a pull in, and then twist as far around as you can. And then back to the center, drop the arms, reach up, and twist the other way. Drop down. Now breathe in, and reach up again. And this time we go on our tippy toes, we're gonna turn our palms out this way. So, ready? Tippy toes, palms to the outside. Push your toes down, focus on your big toe. Push your big toe very strongly down, and then your thumbs up. So you're stretching between the big toe and the thumb. And then bring your heels down, grab your elbow, pull it behind your head, opening the armpit. And then switch other side. And then down. And relax for a moment. Let the arms shake them out a bit if you want, whatever you feel like want to do. And then extend out the left hand and pull back. Bring the hand in, rotate, and push back. Bring the hand into center, twist to the outside. And then make your crane beak, bend the crane's neck. Make sure it's a very distinct stretch almost as it is, and then push down. Give it a shake. Other hand, fingers down, pull back. Up, push back. Into center, twist. And then crane beak, push. Your elbow tucked in, close to your body. Yeah. And give it a shake. Put your head side to side. Roll, 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 roll. Look forward and look up. Look down. And around. 1, 2, 3. Other way. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Well, this class has been plowing through the whole form very well. So I usually just try to do that, get through the whole form once, and then I think I've said this before, you basically spend the rest of your life going back through it and being like, oh yeah, there's all this going on here, this going on here. So, but I should start writing this down. Bev, can you tell me where we are? What is the last thing we kind of worked on?
We had just started the last section and we ended off in spear pose.
Okay, yes, great. Yeah, you guys are doing great. Okay. So we'll go through the first and second set one time through as a review, not very slowly, but we'll go through it and then we'll get into the third set and yeah, we'll do the next movement and you guys will be well into the third set at that point, so good work. Okay, first set. Something I want to bring up actually before we do the first set. When we were doing the warm-up today, and I was talking about the idea that I was looking forward and I was pushing somebody away, the first set very, very definitively works on that idea when it does knee brushes here. When I come up and I push, that's what I'm doing, right? My hand is coming out like this. So watch yourself, because when you do the knee brush, there's the tendency to be like, oh, I'm gonna look at my knee, I'm gonna make sure my hand touches my knee, and then I'm gonna step and then I'm gonna follow it with my eyes. You wouldn't want to do that in self-defense, right? Somebody who's grabbing you, you don't look at your hands, you look at them. And so you have to keep your eyes up when you do this, and it's exactly what we were working on. So that's, just wanted to point that out, okay? So, first set. Step out. Let yourself root, hands fall, and now you're ready to do the form. Hands rise, and fall. Now look straight forward. Keep your eyes here. And really keep your eyes up, looking around more often than not throughout the whole form. So here, don't follow your hands, look forward. Now eyes, look, then the body turns, then you come up, carrying the tiger to the mountain. Now, eyes, look, body follows. Again, eyes, then the feet move, then the hands are the last in that sequence. Look at your opponent, look forward. Look, turn to meet where you're looking, and then follow with the body. Keep your eyes up. Now is an exception. You will look down towards the ground when you connect your ankles, but then you'll look back up here, and then you'll come up and protect yourself. And now you're looking on at eye height again. Look. Hands together. Don't look at your hands, just move them. Look to the corner. Now, eyes are forward. Look at the opponent. Keep your eyes on the target. Keep your balance by holding your gaze forward, eyes forward. And look to the corner. And then look straight to the direction you're facing again. And now eyes, feet, turn. Now, looking forward. Looking forward. Step, looking forward. 1. And then 2. This is a punch, looking forward. Now, eyes, turn, and take off the helmet. Sequence. Look forward. Look, push through the person, look past them. Now, don't follow your hands, but see them in your peripheral vision. They're there. You're not focusing on them. Look to the corner. Double strike, left hand high. Drop the hands, turn your head, look to the other corner, double strike, right hand high. Look to the side, step, push. Don't follow your hands, but they're there in the periphery. Look to the corner, see the corner, double strike. Turn, look to the side, step in. Don't follow your hands or your foot, kick fast. Turn your head, feet follow, hands follow last. Yeah. Circle. Again, don't follow your hands with your eyes, but look forward. Block. Final sequence. Eyes forward. Back. Out. Look. Turn. Carry the tiger to the mountain. Okay, any questions about the first 2 sets from you guys? All right. So, third set. Now, all the same rules apply. I'm here. I look first. This is a process thing. So the rule at first is eyes, feet, hands. And what you're teaching yourself is that when a new direction is required, you have to turn to a new direction. The first thing that's going to happen is you're going to perceive you have to turn. So that's the eyes. You have to perceive, you have to look, not just with the eyes, but your head is designed for perceiving things in front of you best, not so much behind you. So you turn to perceive. And now if I'm standing here and I look this way all of a sudden, there's some reason I need to look over there, but my feet don't turn, I'm in a very awkward position. So there's no way I can really do anything very efficient in this posture. So what I really need is I need my feet to turn my body, so that when my body is facing the same direction as my head, then my hands can come into play. And so that's why the rule is eyes, feet, hands. But you can loosen the rule a little bit later on, but for now, really think about that. That's very important. So when we're carrying the tiger to the mountain, or we're going to do the third set, I look, or I imagine I hear something to my left, or sorry, my right back corner. And so it's first my head that turns to that corner, and that tells my feet they have to turn. And then my hands follow, and I begin. Go through the process, and push. And then we do single whip. So now my head turns to the other corner, to my left, and then my body follows. And now here I look and my body follows as I step out along the diagonal line. Now my focus is to the corner, right, through my left hand. And by the way, of course, this is a stylized version of that posture, just turn to the side. So it connects to the beginning of class, just other hands up. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my attention from this corner to this side. Okay, so a diagonal line to a straight line on my right. And as I do that, drop my weight back to my right foot and drop my right hand down and block across with the palm heel from this side, from the right side, here. That allows my left toes to come up. So if I'm here and I drop back, I can bring my left toes up, you see? And that means I can turn my left foot to the side and then bring my right foot back, and then I can block with my left hand across my face. And I end up in this posture here. Okay, so again, I've done the single whip to the corner. My weight's on my left. My weight comes back to my right. I block across from the side with my right hand. My left toes come up in the air. I turn to the side. I bring my right foot in and I block across with my left hand. And then from here, I'm now facing directly to the side direction. I'm going to reach forward with my right foot and my right hand and bring my left hand out and behind me to spear position. Okay, so the first one's slightly different than the second. Let's just do it one more time. Here, so eyes, look, weight drops back, down with the right hand, turn the left foot, bring in the right foot, block with the left hand, step out, spear position number 1. Now, it's a little simpler for number 2 and 3. So from here, my weight's forward on my right foot. I'm going to bring my weight back to my left and take my left hand and block kick to my belly. So I'm going to bring my left hand across my stomach while my right hand comes up on the other side here. Then I step forward with my left foot and my left hand comes out with the foot and I extend to spear position number 2. And then that is repeated again on the other side. So my left foot comes back, my right hand comes across, left hand across, step in, extend, push away. Okay? That's good? That's okay?
Sorry, could you repeat that? I need to see all that again.
Yeah, there's a lot to this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so maybe I'll just take a moment to talk about the stance. Okay, so if you guys go to a large horse riding stance, right, big one, and take one foot, and let's say my left foot in this case, and turn it to the left, like we're going to do that stretch we did here. Basically, it's that stretch actually. So what I have to do is my right foot, this foot, the toes can't go forward here and this foot be here. It's not too stable. I want to kind of turn the foot inward somewhat towards the direction my other foot is facing. And then I want to balance, be able to go from here to here. That's the stance dynamic, and that's here. And then I come back to the block. So that's how you get into that stance. It's a big horse stance, turned and lean. But that, of course, is also this, right? So it's the same stance as that is. So with that in mind, I'm doing single whip this way. The first position, you get into it differently than the other two. So this is why I'm trying to really sort of slow down and really focus on this, okay? The first one is from the left foot to the right foot, I drop back and I drop my right hand towards the right hand direction, this way. Then I turn my foot and I bring my right foot into my left as my left hand blocks my face. And that turn sets me up to go in this direction. So that's why it's different, because I had to change direction. Now, I just step and reach in with my right foot and right hand. So that part okay? Okay, so then it changes, but it's less dynamic, believe it or not. So if I go to that position, don't worry about your right hand moving. Bring your weight back, your right foot comes back, and as that happens, block across your stomach with your left hand. And then block across your face with your right hand, but step forward onto the right foot, and then step forward with the left foot and extend up and into the next spear position. And then you repeat that. So my left foot comes back as my right hand clears my stomach, and then I bring my weight forward to step onto my left foot, left hand across here, and then I step and I'm in spear position number 3. Okay, so if I'm facing the camera, the way that I explain this would be like if I was here, if somebody's trying to kick me in the stomach, and I go block the stomach here. This comes to here, blocks. Then they punch at my face, and I block my face here. And then I reach in, and I'm aiming usually for like a throat grab or something, but this is also a block. It's just to take the space, just like a spear would. That make sense? Kind of. Well, don't. Tell you what, I'll give you an explanation, but don't worry about the metaphor about a spear too much. That's in time. I'll develop more of that, but I'll show you something. This is just my practice half-size Joe sort of thing. If I want to do a technique where I go and I move forward with it like this, right? This is coming back to this idea that I would never do that and look down. The attention has to be forward and out and very sharp. So a spear would have a tip, and that tip would be razor sharp, and it would be coming out like this. It would be very intimidating. So you want that. The idea is to kind of think like that, to think about the intensity of a real spear coming through your hand. But anyways, as I said, that'll come in time more. Right now, we just got to get it moving to work out. So we'll do it one more time, and then I want to keep going. So to go from here, I drop back, I block with my right hand, and then I turn my foot and I bring my left hand across, and then I extend in, and I'm in spear position number 1. And then I drop back, and I bring my left hand across, my right hand up, and then I reach in, spear position number 2. And then I drop back, right hand blocks the belly, left hand blocks the face, step forward, and spear position number 3. Okay? Now from here, my weight's on my right foot and my hands are extended out in either direction. I'm going to turn so that my body is aligned diagonally across the room in horse riding stance. So this is that long stance that we were just working on here. And it turns to a diagonal this way. Okay? So as I do that, I bring my right hand in, my left hand up, and then I extend my elbows out to the side, like this. Okay, so if I was facing this direction and I turned, it would go like that. Right hand on top, left hand below. And this is a really fun thing to do when you can do application, but the elbow becomes in itself a whole set of techniques where you can use the elbow to do all kinds of things. So for now though, you imagine somebody maybe does like this bear hug idea. They're trying to squeeze around you like this, and you push out with your elbows, and you can't stop that, especially if you're pushing in the right place. Especially like you put your elbow into the solar plexus and you push out, the person has to move back. It's a very powerful tool in that sense. So from here, I do that position. And now coming back to what we've been talking about all class, I'm going to look over my right shoulder, pull back, turn to the corner, and then do catch a sparrow by the tail. And then I'm going to do single whip to the corner. And then we start a whole new sequence. But I want to make sure that that's well understood because the new sequence is very, very, very dynamic as well. So I'll do it one more time from the beginning. Try to remember that every spear position has 3 blocks. There's a low block across the stomach, there's a high block across the head, and then there's the reach in, which is in itself a block. So 1, 2, 3 every time, okay? Just from single whip here, look and block the kick, block the punch, block the second punch, spear number 1. And then back, block the kick, block the punch, reach in, spear number 2, and then one more time. Kick, block, punch, block, reach in, spear number 3, turning horse riding stance, elbows out, look over your right shoulder, push to the corner, and catch a sparrow by the tail. Single whip to the corner. And out. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the right again. And we're going to borrow from what we just did with the spear positions, but change the dynamic quite a bit. So when I was doing this with the spear positions, my foot came back here and it turned, and that allowed me to bring my right foot in like this. Okay, so that's how that turn worked. Now what we're going to do is take that and step across with the right foot differently. So I come here, I turn, and instead of bringing my right foot to my left foot, I'm going to bring my right foot across my left foot this way. Okay, so just that part from here. 1, come back, turn the foot. Now bring your right foot in, but then step right across so your knees align here. And now take your left foot and step to this direction forward here. And that you have your first part of this new sequence. Okay, so one more time, just the footwork. 1, 2, 3. So that working out? Yeah, good. Okay, now let's put the hands involved and see if it can still work out. So from here, I'm in single whip posture. I bring my weight back and I turn. And as I turn and bring my right foot across here, my right hand's going to come across and push down at this point here. And at that moment, my left hand's in my center. And when my left foot comes forward, my left hand comes up and I push away here. So it's in this stacking. The left hand's about sinuses, the height of your nose, and the right hand's sort of the middle of the sternum in here. Okay? So if I'm doing this facing this way, okay, and I'm going to turn towards the camera, I'm going to go like this. 1, down, 2, out. Okay? So I'll go back to this direction to keep it simpler, I guess. I look and I go 1. My right hand comes across with my right foot, pushes down. My left foot steps forward, my left hand comes up, and I push in. Okay? So if you guys imagine that you're attackers, so you're gonna fight with me here for some reason, and you do a left hand jab, so you punch with your left hand towards the camera. Go ahead, do it. Left hand. Left hand, yeah. So the left hand, I push down with my right foot coming across this way. So your left hand would drop down. Now you punch with your right hand, and I come up, punch, and I come up underneath it, and I move in and push and hit. So you don't get the chance to really express the right hand because I come up underneath it and then push you away. Okay, so it's one, move in and go under the punch. You guys understand under the punch? That part makes sense? Yeah, okay, so do it again. 1, 2. Okay, this is the first of 4 postures in 4 directions that you do just like this, where you push down and come up underneath. Then you're gonna push down and push down. So we'll do them once today, but we'll review this a few times because it is very, this is one of my favorite turning dynamic movements, and it's quite dynamic. So from here, 1, down, 2. Okay, so now I'm facing the sideways direction to the side. I'm going to turn 180 degrees behind me. My left hand's on top, my right hand's below. My weight goes to my left foot, and my right foot slides across, so my knees align this way. And then I turn, and I'm pivoting on the ball, the front of the left foot, 180 degrees. My left hand comes down, and now I'm facing that direction. My right hand comes up, and I push away. Okay? So we'll do it again from here. 1, 2. Now, right foot shifts across, turn, bring down the right hand, and come up with the left hand, pushing to the direction directly behind where you started. So you should have your right hand on top, left hand below. Yeah, yeah, you do, good. Okay, one more time. I'm really impressed how fast you're figuring this out. Okay, 1, 2. Now, 1, 2. Okay, now I'm facing this sideways direction. I'm going to turn 45 degrees to the corner on my left. I'm going to turn on my right foot, so I'm pivoting on my right foot, and my right hand pushes down. Then my left foot steps to the corner, and I push away, left hand on top. So I'm turned to the corner. Now, that's not too bad, right? 45 degrees over to here is not so bad. Now, the next one's the hardest one. Next one, you're turning 225 degrees, is that right? 180. Yes, 225 degrees. So I'm going to have to turn more than 180 degrees. This is what makes it difficult. So if I'm here, my left foot is forward, my right foot steps back and across the way it did before, but this time you have to kind of throw your hip around a little more so that when you turn back, you don't go to 180 degrees, you continue, and you end up facing the direction you started from. So it's a little bit more rotation. It's very, if you really get into the subtlety of it, it's very dynamic, very challenging. Okay, so from here, 1, and push. Step behind, 180 degrees, turn, and push. Now, 45 degrees to the side, to the left, and push. And then back to where you started, swing all the way around, and push. That's it. That's it. That's great. You guys followed that very well. This is a great exercise once you get the sense of it. Try to practice with a bit of speed too, because the transition positioning is really good for your balance and your ability to turn. But going slow, of course, is how you start. All right, I don't want to go further, so let's just review the third set to that point from the beginning, and then we'll call it a class. Okay? So, right back to the beginning of the third set, carrying the tiger to the mountain. And eyes, feet, hands. Single whip. Now, drop back, block a kick, block a punch, reach in spear position. Block a kick, block a punch, reach in spear position. block a kick, and block a punch. Reach in, spear position. Push to the outside, pull back, turn, and catch a sparrow by the tail again. Single whip to the corner again. And now, right foot steps across, right hand pushes down, left foot steps forward, left hand on top, push away. Right foot shifts across, turn 180 degrees, push down and away. 45 degrees, push down and away. And then big turn all the way back to where you started and push away. That's definitely a lot to cover in a day, so that was great. Any final questions?
May ask you to repeat all that again next time.
Well, you know, honestly, when I say that you keep going back for the rest of your life, that sequence we were just doing here, I just realized something about it this week that I never realized before about it. And so, believe me, that's the whole point of the process. Is you keep it's like a cloth that you're wringing out the cloth, and when like gold flakes come out of it, but you gotta keep wringing it. You gotta keep wringing it. So, yes, to answer your question, of course. Okay, thank you for your time. You guys have a great week ahead. See you.